Gnostic-style spirituality? Well, as man moved away from hunting and gathering and started living in the cities, he left the spirits behind and came under the dominion of tribal gods. All city-states had patron gods. From ancient Babylon to Egypt, deity-like individuals ruled mortals while granting insights and nice weather. That is, if they felt like it, or were happy with the mortals. Gods and humans were completely divided, separate and often alien to each other. And this is how the first human civilizations began. Then treaties were made between humans in the old world, and for the first time man and deity agreed to the terms of their relationships. In truth, it wasn't a fair bargain for the mortals. But you get what you get when you're making deals with outer planetary thugs. Humans were always being punished for covenant breaking in the Old Testament, but on the other hand, the rulers weren't punished when they broke their promises. But then something happened. Ideas of the gods began to change. Free thinking of mortals opened up. Many scholars say Gnosticism was just another element of an ancient social stew. Nevertheless, the Gnostics were as much innovators as they were radical. The Gnostics brought forth a groundbreaking idea to civilization. They arrived around the 1st century CE and brought a new theological paradigm. Still ecstatic spirituality as with the old ways, but no longer subservient to the gods. The Gnostics flipped the old forms of spirituality upside down as they became aware of another reality altogether. It provided an alternative model of reality, one where the human is not a servant to the gods, but is liberated from them. They understood that the veil had been torn. Now, on that subject, we should note that there are 2 occurrences of the tearing of the veil in the book of Mark. They are located at 2 pivotal moments in the story, namely the precise beginning, the baptism, and the precise end, the death of the earthly mission of Jesus. But the Gnostics gravitated toward what happened the second time. It is the fact that the holiest of holies, the third part of the temple, was now open to all. Before that, only the high priest could enter, and even then, only once a year. The veil being torn from top to bottom meant all could now enter the Father's presence. So ancient Gnostic movements reoriented the focus of religion from the welfare of the gods to the health and well-being of humans. Humans were not meant to submit to the gods of this world, but to vanquish them. Not only this, but the Gnostics shared a higher being, one higher than the ruling gods. It was the essence with an alien god, the monad, or supreme mind beyond the multiverse. This new spiritual model was radical, granting humanity a better footing in the cosmos. This new approach to the transcendental informed Neoplatism and Hermeticism, movements that would later transform human consciousness in the Renaissance and Enlightened period. But on the other hand, Orthodoxy went nuts on mankind once the Gnostic writings began to circulate. Imagine that. Hence, where we find ourselves right now. Let's finish with a quote by April DeConnick. Gnostic movements are not about civic or family duty. They are not a contest in appeasement or placation of a God to be feared. They are not premised on attempts to secure God's favorable judgment and recognition in order to procure a better life here or hereafter. They are about the renewal of the human as a God and using this personal power to forge a better life in the here and now and forever after.